Robin. Hey, Robin. One second. I'm just still doing some stuff behind the scenes. Hope you're doing good. One second. I'm just getting everything set up. You. Yeah, you should. Don't feel the need to go every day. I say to myself as I haven't gone every day. One second. Okay, there we go. Hey, how's it going? Eh. Okay. Ugh. So, fair digression. I am a little sick. Levi! How's it going? So, let's fair. Good to see you. So, I'm gonna be fair. I'm a tiny bit sick today, so I don't know how long the stream will last. But we're gonna go. I'm gonna go until. Of course I do. I always want to. We're just gonna go until I feel like I can. Okay. I don't know, man. I just woke up today sneezing like crazy. Just that's probably nothing big. Just neat. Probably nothing big. I think I'll just sleep it off. It probably won't be that big of a deal by tomorrow. I was feeling really garbagey when I woke up today. I'm feeling a lot better now. So, one second. No, I pretty miserable night. I went downtown. The downtown part was fun, but the getting back was like pretty miserable. So I was feeling really tired, and anyways, so just feel a little weak, immune system wise. Oh, Layla, that looks awesome. I just saw that. Where is it? I am. So it won't be a huge, really big stream. Look at what Layla did. Isn't that cool? This is the thing we're planning. Which reminds me, Layla, if you are up for it, I'm working on a D&D campaign right now. In the middle of the 1,000 other things I'm working on. Sounds good to me. I'll take that. Climb like a wall like a cat can. Yes, I know. Sorry, did I say Layla? I meant A. I meant triple A. Sorry, I'm sick. I meant to say triple A. I'm sorry. I know who you are. Two people in my head got mixed up. I meant to say A. I said A. That's really good. Okay. Sorry, I'm sick. I know who threw it. That's I already get that around dogs because I'm also allergic to dogs. So sorry. So it's just generally an improvement in my life overall. So sorry. Gabriel, the amount of things I'm allergic to is intense. Yes. I meant to say triple. Did I say Layla? I meant to say triple A drew that. My bad. I knew triple A drew that. I was just sorry. It's very good triple A. I like your thing. Oh no, you're making me allergic. I meant to say A. I'm sorry. Sorry. I knew it was you A. I just I knew it was you A. I just got because I wanted to ask Layla something, so I got my head got mixed up with with things. Yeah, yeah. I'm a little. Hate to hear that. That sucks. Anyways, so I had my writing class, my new writing class yesterday. Uh, I had my new writing class yesterday. It was pretty fun. It was pretty fun. I got It's always nice to hang out with people in real life. Not that you people aren't lovely, but it is nice to have real to talk to, be in the same room with people. Oh, it went okay. It went okay. I think it went okay. The drive over was killer. I don't know. So they are angry. They are. They're imaginary. Total imaginations. It's just it's nice to talk to people. Get responses. Anyways, uh, what am I trying to say? Yeah, so it was nice. I've signed up. I have to write it. I've promised I'm gonna write it myself. I'm gonna write a totally new story. I don't know what that will be yet. Haven't figured that part out. I came up with another idea for a D&D campaign while working on the one that I'm working on right now. Do you guys want to hear my idea for my another D&D campaign I have? Anyways, angry as an Englishman. You'll probably you'll get what I'm gonna do, but I'm imagining the Americans here won't. Um, so what are we all working on these days? Uh, Layla, how's school? A. Okay. So Gabriel. Struggling. Ugh, I hate to hear that. Okay. close the door. School is dumb. Procrastination is awesome. School is dumb. I say as a solid B student. Well, I'm happy you're here now. But to just think how good it'll be when you're done. How suddenly you'll have all the time in the world to do what you want. Okay, so okay. Yeah. Okay. Do you guys know what? I mean, do you guys know what? Have you guys ever? Okay, so this is going to require explaining a little bit of a concept, a real world concept to you guys. So be prepared. Be prepared. You're going to have to learn. You're going to be learning a thing in a minute. Okay, everybody hold on. Everybody hold on to something. You're going to be learning a real world thing that I'm then going to apply to a fantasy concept. Everybody, everybody. Yeah. I'm gonna take a guess that you're probably gonna know what I'm gonna talk about. Okay. So, have you guys ever heard of the concept of relegation in sports? Okay. A. Leilai Gabriel. Okay. So, relegation, I find, isn't. Okay, so this is kind of an idea that never made it over to the Americas. Well, no, no, USA, the United States of America. I mean, it definitely made it over to the Americas. So, relegation is this concept that mostly applies to soccer or, but it pops up in other places. And the basic idea is you have this like large. So, okay, imagine we don't do that. No, we don't. We don't do that with American sports teams, which I actually think kind of hurts American sports teams in a lot of ways. But okay, actually, I'm gonna have to draw this out because it's maybe a little. It's a little bit of a concept. Okay, so imagine sport as a pyramid. No, we don't have that. It's very annoying, and I would very much like it if we did, but we don't. Imagine sports as a pyramid. And we're just going to use three. We're just going to use three levels here: top, mid, bottom. So, top is so. Let's say you're in a relegation system. Let's say you're a team at the bottom, and if you do, okay, welcome back. Hey, I'm gonna explain to you guys this D&D. I had an idea for another D&D campaign, and I'm explaining it to you, but I have to explain a real world thing. Okay. Imagine sports as a pyramid, okay? And in a relegation system, let's say you're at the bottom of the league. you're in the bottom league, and this is hi Ghost. Good to see you. I'm explaining the concept of relegation to Americans here in sports teams because I want to segue into something about it. So, bottom. Say you play in the bottom league, and you are so good you finish in the top league. You finish in the top of the bottom, and let's say the mid league. In the mid league, there's a team that does so badly they finish in the bottom, and it's good, very good to see you. Yeah. So what happens is in a relegation system, this team jumps up to the mid league, and this team jumps down to the bottom league. Okay, does that make sense? And theoretically, now this is very rare, but theoretically, we're going with theory here. It has been a while. It's very good to see you, Ghost. Theoretically, let's say our team here once again kicks ass, does great, and makes it all and finishes at the top of the mid league. Now this means, and we have a team at the top league that does so terrible they finish at the bottom. This means that this team suddenly jumps way up here, and they're playing in the premier top league of the sport. Now, this is generally how I've simplified it a lot, but this is generally how soccer leagues are built in Europe, Africa, Asia, South America. Yeah. South America, all that stuff. Okay, so here's my D&D idea. And this is kind of how it works. So here's kind of my D&D idea. Let's say we treat adventuring parties like sports teams. Let's say in this world, adventuring parties are the equivalent of like sports, like sport teams. So, and you're constantly competing with other adventuring teams to slowly make your way up. And here's my idea for a D&D campaign. This isn't the one I'm working on. This is a different idea I had while working on that one. You're slowly competing, and the idea is the idea is that the dungeon party starts at the very bottom of the league, and the game as it may be is to climb all the way up to the top of the premier league. That's the basic setup. Is your goal is to eventually reach is to beat relegation and reach the very top of the adventuring pyramid and compete with the biggest teams, biggest adventuring parties in the world. Anyway, so that's kind of my idea. It's not a pitchy one sentence pitch. Well, it is, but it's I have to anyway. So that's the basic idea. Adventuring parties are sports teams. Yeah, exactly. They're treated more like athletes than heroes. And adventuring parties are kind of thought of as sports teams, and you're part of you're part of it, and you're kind of. I was thinking you're kind of connected. You're kind of connected to a local town, and then we can kind of like play with like sports tropes. Like you have the veteran who's seen it all, who was at the top but blew it. You have the newbie. You have the guy who has all the skill but has all the skill but has not learned the humility yet. But that's the basic idea. And it's half like, and it's also like, I also thought you could combine it, because I've been to a few minor league baseball games, which are always very fun. And if you get a chance, and if you're in the U.S. to go to a minor league baseball game, you should. And I like how like community driven it is. All this stuff. It feels really, small. It feels like you're really part of everything. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Like that. Like that. That yeah. Yeah, it's essentially yeah, the equivalent of that. Yeah. I know. I was I just simplifying it so we could get the very basic idea. I was just simplifying it so we could get the very basic idea because I've been researching this stuff for a while. Partly how this all popped up is when the TikTok thing happened, I decided I should get a VPN. So I always set my VPN to England, so I still get English language stuff. But now I get recommended a lot of soccer content, so I now know a little bit too much. Yeah, but I now know more about soccer than I thought I would. But yeah, but it's not. I had a different. I've been working on a different idea that we've been passing around, but this is a separate idea I came up with because I have a third idea, but it's a little bit more complicated even. But theoretically, we could do all of them at some point for another premise. Yes, I could, but I know it irritates Europeans to call it soccer. No. Yeah, because I was already working on a different. I've already. We already. I've already been talking about a different idea. Oh, obviously, Ghost. Obviously. Well, I could theoretically because I already have another idea in the works, which is a whole thing about an app. So where it's fantasy adventures are done through an app. Yeah, of course I'd want you. But I kind of came up with this idea today, and I was very excited about it. Yeah, I know the whole I know the whole history. Yeah, yeah, I know. Yeah, association. Yeah, yeah, and then Cockney rhyming slang happened, and Americans. Oh, right. Okay. Do you guys want to hear the pitch for the other campaign that I'm working on? Yeah, because it's another fun idea. So okay, I actually have it written down the pitch. I'll just read the pitch I have written. Okay, that is an essay I wrote about institutional sexism. There it is. Adventure. Okay, I wrote it down because it's a whole pitch. Mhm. Welcome, explorer. I'm sure you're well aware of your own history and the history of your world, but decorum and corporate mandates have instructed me quite voraciously that I bring you up to speed, just in case you've missed anything important. So, our fair nation has had quite a bit of history in the past 40 years, and the world has shifted greatly. Back in the old days in the Adventuring Guild, it was pretty easy. You sign up, do a lot of exciting and killing and looting of monsters and evil wizards, and go home. And then by the end of the day, go home. Unfortunately, time refuses to stop, and we now live in a modern society. The cities have greatly expanded, cutting into the forests. Wizards have changed from robes to suits, and heck, even our monarchy is comparatively new and quite beautifully modern in that it does very little. What about you? Looking for a new journey in life? Well, many aspiring adventurers do admit that they struggle now in getting the life that they the life that used to be so easily available to everyday adventurers. In fact, most admit that they have to maintain a second job because adventuring is only a side gig that they do occasionally. But that's where we're here to help. To bring back the old world just a little bit with our new app, Adventurer. It's a place where aspiring adventurers can connect with people who desperately need adventurers to do things. Feel free to feel free to peruse it. Sign up for a mission or two. Heck, if you want to, you can sign up. You can join a group that needs a few members to handle even larger quests. It's up to you, friend. Yeah, that's the one I'm working on, and I have decently planned out. Did an ad pop up right as I was reading that? Right? Oh, I have so much more written in that. What are you talking about? It's warm, cool. It shows that adventurer is a loving and caring company that wants okay is a loving and caring company that wants you to be part of their family. As our founder Kendall Scott said in his book Timbers of the Soul, love and family is but a united force that brings us but good joy and feeling in these cold and dark nights. What? No. What? That's not the twist? That's not the twist that the app itself might be actually evil? What? No. No. Kendall Scott is what you would call a thinker, a hero, a intricate weaver of dreams and love. And any rumors you've heard about him are a lie. Corporations are never evil. They're good people with. Listen, back in the day, sure, evil corporations are evil, but somebody like Kendall Scott wants you to know he wears blue jeans to work, no suit, no tie. He's a good guy. Kendall's. Those rumors about him aren't true. If you think I'm giving away something, he wears. Kendall Scott knows the pleasure and thrill of a, as he said in his hit book Tendrils of the Soul, in a quote that's been shared over 5,000 times on various business related social medias. It's because I've been writing down it. I've written down all of this. I know. Thank you. Yeah, I wrote all of it down to make sure I remembered it. But social media. It is important that the clothes of the working man be clothes of comfort and use. Man, I want to. Oh yes, he's a combination, but of yeah, he's normal, cool. He does. He won a judo contest. He won a comp. No wait, what would it be equivalent in? He won a monk contest against monks that were really just something random. I can draw something specific. I didn't really have an idea. Um, I was gonna like one of my ideas is once we get this more official and a little bit. I'm extending this to Layla if Layla wants to do it. It's a little bit, yeah. wants to do this. Yeah. Uh, one of my ideas is when I get to start when we start doing this more seriously, I'm going to set up a Discord, and I'm going to give each of you like each player like their own separate little thread that only they can see. Oh, I mean, I could just okay. Only a separate little thread that only you guys can see, and I'm going to occasionally like share articles or like fake social media posts that only you can see, and you can choose to share the information if you want, but it'll be just like your social media feed popping up every once in a while. Yeah, yeah. It'll be only what you can see, what nobody else can see, and it's up to you. So I was thinking of like dropping like some world building like fake articles or like social media posts that only anyway that makes sense. Yeah. I don't really have any. I'm sick, guys. I'm thick. Probably need a new notebook. Uh, there's a few. I have a few other ideas. I'm just trying to come up with names for like social media platforms because I want there to. One idea I had, if like this were to be like my own game, which why would I? What? If this were to be like my own game, which why would I ever want that? Who? What? Why would I want to do that? Like one idea I had would be like instead of like filling out a character sheet, you fill out like a resume. You fill out like a resume instead, and it's like formatted like a LinkedIn post or something, like your LinkedIn account. Yeah. LinkedIn? Do you guys? All right. Do you guys know what LinkedIn is? Okay. It's a. It's for business. Okay, LinkedIn. Yeah. Oh, LinkedIn. Sorry, Hexton. Yeah, something like that. I was like, oh. Yeah. So something like that of like, instead of you have to fill out like a resume. It'd be pretty much just a character sheet, but anyways. Right now, I guess I'm writing a module for D&D is kind of what I'm doing because I have most of the first adventure filled out. I'm also writing a short story set in this world that is separate. It's not an adventure. Yeah, I mean, you guys could maybe go on that one, but it's like I have a separate one set for you guys. Yeah. Oh, that'd be fun. Anyways, so that's what I was working on. And then I got distracted by this other idea, so I had to play around with it for a little bit. Yeah. The one thing I'm trying to figure out is like one idea I had also is like we can do like little like in story like I'm trying to like one thing I want to do is crack I haven't totally cracked this yet, but I have an idea for like if say like the characters have a family or something or like just like every week there could be like a little personal. Yeah. Sure. Every week there could be like little personal debuffs or something for like how well your week went. Like I was thinking of like people could roll a dice at the start of every session, and it's like every like new thing job they do, and it's how well your week went or something. Like either you get a buff or a debuff based on how well your life out of adventuring is going. Anyway, sorry. I'm my flaw as a DM is I'm somewhat overly ambitious at times. That I try to come up with like too many ideas. Because like the theme of this is D&D as D&D adventuring as a side job. So I'm trying to. Yeah, we would do them on Discord. At some point, I'm gonna set up a separate Discord for just this game. I'm gonna set up a separate Discord for just this game, and um, uh, we'll do a few of the things that I've talked about. Like one thing, okay, like one thing I was thinking with like character things is like maybe list a few things that list a few things that your character is subscribed to on social media, and then I can do in universe. I can do an in universe. Then I can occasionally send you in universe updates from those things. Yeah. Okay. Well, in universe, like. Ooh, very cool. Okay. Anyways. By the way, when I talk about stuff like this, note that I get very ambitious about things, and I like blue sky a lot of ideas. So yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, that's why I'm not making any hard and fast decisions until we kind of work out who wants to do this and who doesn't, and I won't. Uh, till like we figure out who wants to and who doesn't want to. Yeah, but yeah, that's the basic idea. I have pretty much the first adventure, like the first whole part written. I just need to like put it into like D&D Beyond, so I have it all set. Yeah. My favorite bit of vampire lore is, and I'm sure you guys have heard me talk about it before. If you've ever, is that there are vampire watermelons and vampire like pumpkins. It's like they turn into a pumpkin. It's not they turn into a pumpkin. The watermelon itself can turn into a vampire. Yeah. Um, I know there a controversy with it. I don't know, but it's so good to keep everything organized. Yeah, well, yeah. So the myth is that vampire watermelons can occasionally turn into vampires. They're not vampire bitten by vampires. They just sometimes turn into vampires, and they would suck blood, but they don't have teeth. No, I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about, Gabriel. I'm just drawing normal thing. But yeah, exactly. It's so weird that Gabriel actually pays attention to what I draw. I feel like I'm so used to nobody paying attention to what I draw. Anyways, uh, what was I saying? Um, hmm. Yesterday, not yesterday, on Monday, the stream I did inexplicably got 100 views. I don't know how that happened. I'm very appreciative for it. It didn't feel like that different of a stream, but it's brought me a few steps closer to. It's a muscular lady. Uh, so Ghost, how are things going? Good to see you. It's been a while. I'm very excited about this thing I'm doing, this D&D campaign, because I've never, I've always just done pre-made ones before, and like when we were talking about it, I was like, you know what, I want to do. I was thinking of just doing another pre-made one, and I was like, you know what, screw it, I want to just do my own. I want to do my own ideas. So these are all Sean originals. They're Sean original ideas, full of Sean original concepts. Yeah. Hopefully you guys like them. I don't know. I don't know. There's a little bit of me, and I'm weirdly finding it quite helpful to like. Let me throw something out there for people. Yeah, it's not that big of a deal, but it's fun. I'm having fun doing it. Yeah, it's a lady, Gabriel. It's a lady. It's I was thinking about what am I thinking about? It's anatomy practice. What are you talking about? Anyway, let's see. What am I talking about? Oh, right. So, thing I've been excited. I don't know. I like being creative. You know what? I like being creative. I like explore. I like being creative. I like being doing creative things. Nice. And it's here's the thing. It's weirdly helped me come up with ooh. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Hey, you guys check out the Discord. Um, it's helped me. What was I saying? So weirdly, trying to write these like uh, trying to write down these ideas into like, okay, well, you got to kind of plot it out just a tiny bit, has helped me be like, wait, did I just like plot out like short story? Did I plot out like some stories for people to follow? Because I was like, oh, this is pretty much just outlining a story. And I was like, oh, this is actually really helpful in like just writing. It's like it's forcing me to outline, which is a thing I don't do enough. I was like, oh, I have a whole story actually outlined. That's fun. Money. Ew. What do you need money for? Just steal it. I've never seen. Part of me wants to. Yeah. I'll wait. I'll wait. So Layla, what class is giving you the most trouble? Is it like a math one? Science? Those are the ones that give me a lot of trouble. Just steal. Steal. The dragon's also like super. They're also like mean. They're like just really mean. Also, like they ugh, terrible class. Yeah. I hated chemistry too. Um, uh, I, you know that site I sent you? Yeah, within the rule. I mean, if you find a decent homebrew, I don't care really. You can use homebrew. You can use homebrews you find. It would be easier to just pick. Yeah, yeah, you could. Did I take? I took biology. I think I wasn't bad at biology actually. Uh, yeah, you could. I think there's a spell. Tato! How's it going, yo? It is funny, every time you say something, I mentally I was like, no, no, no. It's not a Tato. Popping up in the wild. How's it going, Tato? Boop, boop. That's fun. Gabriel. How's it being a girl boss? Are you girl bossing it all over the place? Boop. I'm a little sick. That's really awesome. Pun, pun, pun. Thank you. Oh, thank you. I'm just trying. Yeah. Tell me a little bit about yourself. Honestly, Gabriel, either sounds good. You guys are going. Tell me a little bit. Yeah, getting back on the saddle, that's always a difficult thing. I respect anybody for getting back there. Uh, no worries. Yeah. Yeah, learning the basics. Yeah, I did that. No worries, buddy. We're just hanging out. No judgment here. Okay, let's see what. Okay. Floating. What is this? Wow. Oh, that's cool. Your dad's unique. Uh, hey. Sorry. Oh, thanks. I'm working off a reference. It's just mindless. It's just practicing over and over again until they work. I mean, it's like it's just if you practice. I mean, I just kept doing it over and over again until I got a good sense of how they looked, how they were supposed to look. What about tell me what type of stuff? Boop, boop, boop. Um, I mean, I just have very basic advice. Just keep doing it. Just keep practicing. Art is pretty amazing in that you will eventually get okay if you keep doing it. It's just it's just it's brain training more than anything. It's just training your brain to think differently. And the point is, yeah, yeah, yeah. Like your mind. Like one of the things I realize is your mind hyperfixates on things, and why like people screw up on I think like anatomy and perspective so much is your mind will hyperfixate on one detail and draw it so big, and then it won't think in proportion to everything else. So you got to constantly like be thinking, okay, how does this fit with that? How does this fit with that? And that just takes like experience. Welcome back, welcome back. So Tato, how is it being a girl boss? How are you girl bossing it all over the place? Oh my god. Sorry, I'm a little sick. So, uh, yeah. Tato has started her own online business selling back roads. Yeah, yeah. Always, yeah, always. Woot woot. So tell me, pun pun pun. What's the type of stuff you like to draw? What would you say your style is? Do you have any art you want to show it? Okay, tell us what you need help with, Tate. Oh, Tato. Yeah. Woo. Ducks. Why ducks? What's going on with the ducks? I mean, learning the realistic style will help you learn the anime style. I mean, here's the thing, Pud Pen. If I could, if I could, I'm not the greatest artist in the world, but um, a lot of early art is just really learning about control and weight. You know, is learning control and consistency. And so, just any type of drawing you do, I think, really helps. So, don't worry so much about. I mean, yeah, you should start looking towards your style, but like, it's important to just develop the skills to be able to draw because you'll be able to really nail the anime style once you control. But I mean, you can always start. Remember, it's like you can always just start. Yeah. I mean, but you should also like be practicing that. You can do both. Like, there's nothing saying you can't do both. Like, um, Lavender Town. Do you guys follow Lavender Town? I like her YouTube. I thought she had really good advice in that it's like you kind of need to be doing both at the same time. Okay, good, Pun Pun. I'm happy. So like really, you can do. I'll say one. Combat can kind of drag. Combat can kind of drag at times if you're not careful. Gabriel, that's my. I'll say one. Combat can drag if you're not careful. I had a DM who very much liked that, and it was eternally frustrating to me. We could spend like 2 hours. We could spend like 2 hours in a combat session, and it'd be like half an hour. It'd be like 20 minutes to half an hour before any of us could do anything. It was very very annoying. Please do. Please do. I want to hear. I want to hear this story. Please spew. Tanner, please spew away. Chewie! Good to see you, Chew. Pretty much. It's why, by the way, with like any D&D podcast that's popular, I haven't listened to all of them, so maybe I don't know. But I'm gonna take it as read that most D&D like live play ones do not spend several hours on combat and focus mostly on story. How, how's it going? How's it going today, Chewy? What's the world looking like? Oh, what? Thank you. I really appreciate that. I think that if you have, yeah. Oh, thank you so much. So, sorry. Yeah, it's. I'm tempted to use a different system, but D&D is the one everybody knows, so I think I'm just going to go with it. I mean, even then, it's like, like there's things where it's like you can just be sitting there for like 20, 30 minutes while everybody else does stuff. And it's like, okay. I think, so it's just like, I'm tempted to maybe try. I don't know if people weren't if people were more familiar with it. I might do this campaign in Savage Worlds, but I don't think people are as familiar with it, so we're not going to. Yeah, yeah, we can do that. I mean, so, so Chewy, we've been talking a lot about D&D lately because I'm planning a campaign. Have you ever played D&D before? Yeah, that's the issue I've run into. I don't know. I've actually never played Pathfinder. I gotta admit, Ghost. So I would have to learn about. I don't know really the rules of Pathfinder too well. So oh shit, Tato. I'm sorry. That. Oh, I'm so sorry, Tato. Ugh, that's gross. Yeah. That is. Yeah, that sucks. I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, from the way your parents sounded, yeah. Ugh, that's. It's cool when people. Yeah. Oh. Oh. See, the one I was looking at potentially, I've never run it before, so that would be a part of my problem. Is I've never run it. Run it is Savage Worlds, which was explicitly created to like combat this problem. Is a system that is supposed to be a lot quick. it's supposed to be a lot quicker and easier to pick up. So how are you feeling right now, Tato? Like, but I've never run it before, so I don't want to run a game I don't know anything about. I'd like to do, if I were, I would like to do a one shot test just to get like, okay, so here's how we play Savage Worlds. Yeah, that is very wild, Tato. It's I don't like when parents do that. Yeah. Well, that might be a good one. But people know D&D, so I'm just like, no D&D, and I don't have the patience. I'm like, yeah, people know D&D. I'll just do D&D. Maybe if this becomes a big deal, maybe if we make this into like a podcast at some point or something, I'll like switch over to a faster system, so combat won't be so tedious. Yeah. Well, Tato, we're on your side, by the way. I don't like, I don't really like parent. I don't know. It's sorry. No, I get it. I get it. Well, the thing is, the one I'm inclined to pick up is, hey Hugo. The one I would be inclined to pick up is Savage Worlds. That's the one that seems to solve most of these problems. But I've never played Savage Worlds before. How's it going? Good to see you, Hugo. I've never really played Savage Worlds before, and yeah, I don't know. So if we were to do like Savage Worlds, I would want to do like a one shot or something. Just a couple of people, just go like, okay, let's sit down, let's figure it out. Figure out how this works, and then we can go into a longer campaign. Okay, Pun Pun. Good luck on your biology exam. Hope it all goes well. It was really nice meeting you. If you want, we have a Discord you can join, and you can feel free to share your art there. Uh, yeah, Tato. Yeah, I'm, I'm just sorry, Tato. You're so nice. Yeah, that's and you're allowed to like feel your way about religion, whatever you want. It's not. This is the age where you should, stuff. You start questioning that sort of stuff, and it's like I feel. I don't know. My parents were very cool about me like starting to question that stuff, and it meant that in the end, I had a better relationship with spirituality, I think, than it would have been if they just forced me. So, um, I think that just does nothing to anybody to like get mad and because it's like everybody kind of started their own thing. Anyways, but yeah, I don't know. I guess I also just don't have the energy to learn a totally new system. I barely understand D&D. I get it enough to play it, but it's like I don't totally understand all the particulars of it. But yeah, I mean, also D&D. Like another thing against D&D is that like the company D&D is really sleazy, and I don't know. Uh, okay, Ghost, go to sleep. I don't know how long this will last too, but anyway. The company behind D&D, if you're curious, is has gotten really sleazy, and not gotten. It has been sleazy. It's been more publicly sleazy than it has been in the past few years. Anyways, okay. Well, we got this one to set up first. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, that's okay. Theoretically, I could do two. Does it? Okay. Well, it's still in work. I don't. I know what Wojaks are. I always get this note, Gabriel, that have a great rest of your night, Gabriel. That my like the body, like I'm better at anatomy than I am at faces. I think it's because I was too nervous. I've been nervous to get it right, so I've practiced more on that. We're nowhere near done. But yes, you are right. Okay. Oh my god. Oh, shit. Sorry. I don't need to gross as much. Oh my god. You pass out. Yeah. Yeah, real easy. And also, usually the body, I don't know, I find the body takes the most time, and it's like, so you just kind of do a baseline face. So it's like, okay, that's where the head is, and then you spend time on the body because that's what's going to take the most time. And then by the time you're done with the body, it's like, oh no, I have to go back to the face. Yeah. Yeah. I know what I'm doing. No, I don't really. It's not. Hugo, this is one of the many ways I am like the Joker. I don't really have a plan. Um, I think it was me when I rolled to convince an entire orc army to be on my side, and I won it. Yes. Yeah. I didn't like, by the way, set out to get really good at bodies. I just was nervous about them, so I tried to learn how to do it. And plus, like, faces and bodies are essentially two separate things you have to learn how to draw. Because the face has all this, like, stuff that... No, no, what's the lesson I learned? One thing I have learned is instead of... This is something I just saw. Instead of drawing the eyes as a circle... Yeah, we can do that. Instead of drawing the eyes as a circle, just draw like an easier shape, like a triangle or a square, and then draw the circle around it, and that's just how much the eyes are opened. And that's been really helping me lately. Okay, a D&D campaign where everybody's a pirate. I was trying to give it a little twist. I was trying to give stuff twists. Could be like, but it's like how actual pirates were, which was. That could be fun, yeah. Space pirates. That also could be fun. Like, oh, yeah, you could do like. What if it was like The Boys, but for like D&D? You guys ever seen The Boys or read the much weaker comics that they're based on? Like, what if it was like The Boys? It's like it's a group of like easily like starter monsters that have decided to band together and hunt down. Yeah. Yeah. And keep in line rogue adventurers. Stuff I'm writing that there's I'm toying with adding a scene about something like that, something, but it's I don't know, it kind of breaks the logic of a story a little bit. I have to work on it. Yeah. Well, the basic premise is it's about a group of kind of rogues who are hunting down like crazed superheroes. Those are the boys. Anyway, it's pretty fun. Show is better, but created by an evil corporation. So it's like we could do. It could be like a thing where it's like that, where it's like it's a group of like killed monsters who decide they'll take the action to the heroes. Yeah. Okay. Um, I had a slightly different sports idea. I had two competing sports ideas. If you guys want to hear about the other one, but this might pop up. I might be using this idea in the campaign that we're gonna play. But I had a. It's a little bit more of a complicated idea, but it's okay. Okay, that's a fun idea, Hugo. Oh, okay. So it's sort of okay. This is sort of inspired by the book Ubik. If you've read, it's a good book if you've read it. Okay, so the sport isn't necessarily the important part of it. So what happens is, if we take in the fantasy world, sports are constantly besieged by cheating wizards who try and influence the game. with Magic. So to defend against that, you have other sports teams will hire different wizards to try and find and stop the wizards who are cheating. But to defend against that, the cheating ones will hire anti wizards to nullify the other wizards. And so, like sports and like I had this theory, sports and fantasy worlds kind of like work on two levels. So you have the actual game, and then you have the magic fights that are happening on top of the game, where you have to where it's like a group of like adventurers who are all fighting against each other to like try and pull off more and more elaborate magic spells, magic to like successfully cheat at the to influence and de-influence the game. Yes, I have seen Shaolin Soccer. I've seen it several times. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's definitely a Stephen Chow like film. I think where it's like, but it's kind of like instead of I guess this is instead of like uh the on the field thing being the sport like being the magic, it's the off the field thing. It's like, listen, I like management games. I don't know if that's if I've hinted. I like playing management games. So, but yeah. But in Ubik, if you've never read Ubik, it's a really good book. It's a Philip K. Dick book, and I'm kind of stealing a little bit of his idea from Ubik. And one of the things Ubik is about is, I don't know if I'm never sure if I'm saying it right because it's a fake word he made up. Um, so in the future, there's corporate espionage, but you have to hire. But there's psychics you can hire to do corporate espionage. But the problem is people know that there's psychics that can do corporate espionage, so they have anti psychics who can knock people's powers out. So so to so they so now people will hire psychics, anti psychics, and anti psychics, and it kind of just spirals from there. Where it's like there's like they have like huge teams of people dedicated to sussing out whether there's been whether there's spying, corporate spying, and you have all these people with like different sets of powers. And I always thought like, that's a killer setup for a video game. But in fact, there is a video game. There is a strategy game that uses that idea of like you have to assemble a whole team of like psychics and anti psychics, and uh, and I was like, but we should apply it to more things. Yeah. Oh, what is that? Yeah, I can't. I don't remember. It's been angry. It's been far too long since I've seen Babylon 5. I should watch it. But yeah, yeah. I guess you could apply it to a little bit like Inception. I do. If you want to call me the Christopher, if you want to call me the Christopher Nolan of D&D, I'll take it. Yeah, I mean, you don't have to, but it's like If that's what you feel, that's what you feel I'm good at, yeah, sure. See, because these ideas are fun. Because even if I don't use them for D&D, I can just use them for like stories. Yeah. Oh, I'm sure he was. I'm sure Michael Straczynski was also inspired by Ubik for that plotline. We're probably working from the same playbook. Well, he's a good. Yeah, he's a good. Dialogue is a weakness, but his plotting is pretty. Anyways, um, okay, I'll take the David Lynch / Steven Spielberg / Coen Brothers. All of those combined. If you want to call me that, I'll take it. I guess. Follow the rock. Anyways, but who knows if I'll be successful in the actual game. I like the storytelling aspects of all this stuff. I don't. Yeah. Well, part of the reason I want to use the DM things is just because it's all the online stuff is set up for D&D, which is frustrating, but it just is. And frankly, it's easier to brand D&D than. Not at all thinking that one day some of this we could maybe translate this into a D&D podcast. Not at all thinking, yeah, that's not in my head at all. To do that one day. The most a reliably a reliable yet cheap form of fantasy storytelling that is quite popular. Why would I want that? Why would I want that? No. Expensive and unpopular is for me. Oh man. Did somebody post something? Oh, it's. Okay, Gabriel, if you're still here, I'm gonna throw a twist. I'm gonna throw a twist out at you. Gabriel, I just saw that thing you posted. trying to find this. Okay, where is it? There's a specific thing I want to show. Okay. Okay, so I want to show you. Okay, so Gabriel posted this little. Gabriel posted this little thing in our thing in the TT RPGs tab. Okay, I want to throw in a twist to this. So, Victorian England, 1837, 1901. American Old West, 1803, 1912. Meiji Resolution, 1868, 1912. French privateering on the Gulf of Mexico, 1830. So theoretically, you could have an adventuring party consisting of a Victorian gentleman thief, an Old West gunslinger, a displaced former samurai, and an elderly French pirate. Okay, so let's see if the timelines. I'm pretty sure the timelines were. Yeah, let's see. Yes. So, but if you're curious, you can get real wild with this. There is a city in Spain. There's a town in Spain called Calahorra del Rio. Apologies to my Spanish-speaking audience. What about a Spanish samurai? And it has a high percentage of people. I think it has about what's it like? Yeah, 20. Yeah, who are directly related to a group of samurais that moved there. Because what happened is there was a delegation led by this man from Japan throughout all of Europe and Americas, and several people who were part of the embassy stayed behind in Spain, and their descendants still live there to this day. Their descendants still live there to this day, having taken on the name El Japano, and they are directly related from samurais, which, from my understanding, means that they can claim the title. So theoretically, you could have a Spanish samurai. Yeah, I was throwing in like some things where you could really play with that, because it's like there's even more, like I believe you could even like throw in like you could have like Azteca warriors, because those they were well, the Azteca are still around, but like you can get really, you can, like, history is very fun. But we're doing fake worlds, so we're doing fake made up worlds, not real worlds. I've tried figuring out how to do like a historical one before, but I can never really totally like get it right. Like, I'm sure there's a way you could like pull off like doing a more realistic non-magic based one, but I don't know. I've always been fascinated with. I'm sure I've talked about those people before, and I've always been fascinated with doing uh, playing with that idea at some point, the Spanish samurais. But I've never had like a full idea of what to do exactly with that. Just I always thought that was a cool idea. Oh man, I am. Okay. Her arm's too big. Yeah. So long as the thing I gotta. Okay, let's see. Boop. Then. Boop. Then. No, no, not really. So, you know, you're playing with perspective a little bit, and that this one is closer to the camera, so it's like this, you know. So it looks bigger, but yeah, no, that works. Um, okay. Tato, if you're still here, I want to give you a space to vent, but I'm also not feeling 100% today, and I don't know how much longer I can go on. So feel free to vent on the Discord if you can still get on the Discord. But I am, I'm very sorry that that's happening to you right now. That is not a good time. Uh, my belief fundamentally is that everybody deserves to follow their own path to spirituality, own path in spirituality, wherever it may take you. And I'm sorry that your parents are preventing that with you. Okay. I am feeling a little I am feeling a little garbagey. I'm not that sick, but I am sick-ish. Um, let's see. Okay, we've hit feature length. So let's see. What are people doing? Who's doing what? Oh, damn it! I'm still in right. Whatever. Who cares? But I don't think I have the energy to keep going, guys. I'm sorry.